The White Tiger in Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic is a mysterious and unique enemy in the game, as he is seemingly the only one in the main game to not be controlled by the Mimic in some way, which reminded me of another unique enemy in the other FNAF games, Golden Freddy. The White Tiger and Golden Freddy suits do not act like most of the other animatronics in the series, teleporting in and out and only seeming to be physical when they want to. They also create hallucinations when they appear, and they get much stronger as you get closer. Golden Freddy specifically causes hallucinations in the cameras, teleports into your office, and speaks directly to you as if he is more lucid and is a projection directly from David's ghost talking to Michael, his brother, who you play as. This is also how Golden Freddy is depicted in the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, being able to morph into the Freddy suit and then back to his human self at will, which suggests he is different from the rest and is able to roam free, like no other animatronic seemingly can, being kept inside despite open doors. I know that I'm taking lore from the FNAF movie, which is a wildly different universe, but I believe every corner of the franchise can be used to inform other parts if the shoe fits, even with special delivery as much as I hate it. Anyway, this can link in with how Dave and David are both clearly connected in some way, and as I said earlier, may be the same type of spirit for some reason. What I think is that they are Agony manifestations, as throughout the series, Agony spirits are shown to be more lucid and more goal-driven, while the normally possessed spirits in FNAF 1, for example, are trying to do what they think is best by stuffing you into a suit like an endoskeleton, while Golden Freddy likely directly and intentionally kills you, because he acts so differently from the rest. In the Stitch Ray Stingers in the Fazbear Frights books, Andrew, the angry spirit, is shown to be more aware of how he died and more angry and intentional, causing the suit that both he and Jake, a normal spirit, inhabit to kill people upon touch, which does not happen when Andrew is allowed to pass on and Jake alone is controlling the Stitch Ray. This implies that for some spirits, murder is the goal and not an instinct they gain from being stuffed inside a suit, which may also extend to the sister location animatronics that are more conscious and choose to hang the two technicians, and scoop Michael's insides out to take over his body. If Agony is a manifestation of all of a spirit's negative emotions, it is plausible that they are more aware of their actions and are lashing out at others, with the more ghostly spirits taking on a form of their choosing, with Dave taking on Golden Freddy, the suit that killed him, and also represents one of his friends, and David taking on the White Tiger costume, which is similar to the toy he got on his first birthday, and that he is attached to even when he's being mimicked. There are other angry spirits that are shown to attack specifically and sometimes chase specific people down that have wronged them, such as the robot from the Fazbear Fright story, The Breaking Wheel, where Reed, the main character, straps his bully into an endoskeleton that can be remotely controlled, planning to keep him trapped there over the weekend to teach him a lesson, but is immediately struck with extreme guilt, hearing thuds from outside of his friend's house. His friend's younger brother, Ori, is messing with a robot controller and a model recreation of their house, which seems to cause the real house to shake when the small robot hits the model house. When Reed's friends go out to get snacks, Reed searches the house and finds a bloody, mangled endoskeleton covered in bruises and oozing blood, before it grabs him and shows clear signs of intent as it covers Reed's mouth to stop him from screaming for help, before Ori mashes the buttons on the controller, causing the endoskeleton and Reed to thrash together and presumably kill Reed. This is an example of a person being killed in a robot and using their agony to get revenge on the person that locked them in there, mirroring the intent of the sister location animatronics to scoop William and take over his body, or from David to appear to you at will but not kill you until you invade his space in the basement, which is why he doesn't kill you before, instead opting to scare you like Golden Freddy hallucinations or the Phantoms in FNAF 3. Most of the spirits that we know for sure are Agony come from the Fazbear Fright short stories, as a central theme of them is Professor Phineas's research into objects imbued with it, such as the Ella doll that causes hallucinations to a particular victim, causing her to go insane and die by her own hands in the story 1:35 AM, or in Lonely Freddy, where the Freddys are intentionally swapping bodies with kids so they can live life as a human and damn the kids to being thrown away or kept as toys in a Freddy's location. So now that I've established the clear similarities between David/White Tiger, Dave/Golden Freddy, and the established way Agony works, I will reveal how this solves why Golden Freddy is so unique and just why they are connected besides being the sons of inventors that died to their father's creations. If Agony is created from particularly gruesome deaths and can be used to animate inanimate objects and grant supernatural powers and hallucinations, and Remnant is a substance that can be harnessed to live forever or to heal as seen in the novels, this could explain why some spirits seem to be more aware than the others, with even Charlie in the puppet claiming that she in particular is more aware than the others for no stated reason. I believe that the difference between spirits like Springtrap, the puppet, and Golden Freddy, who have a sense of self, and the normal animatronics, is that Springtrap died in agony and had desire to live and get revenge on those that killed him, The puppet knows who killed her and has a desire to stop him and bring peace to the others. And Golden Freddy knows who caused his death, Michael and William, and wants to either get revenge or to be put back together like he was promised while he was dying. I believe that Agony is more than is implied by the name alone, but is a manifestation of a spirit's determination, like how ghosts are often depicted as having unfinished business. Which is why spirits that were not stuffed into suits such as Charlie or Dave can still possess or project it despite not having a physical connection to them. While other spirits are implied to need to be stuffed into suits to possess them, which is also why there aren't millions of haunted objects just floating around in the FNAF universe. As a side note, I also believe that this disproves the Golden Freddy 2 spirit theory, which is a theory I'm mostly against due to the evidence relying on a lie told for the last 7 years and a major leap in logic in my opinion. The big lie is that Golden Freddy's head has 2 lights on as opposed to the rest that each have 1. This is easily dispelled by seeing that A, Golden Freddy is a spring-lock suit and will have plenty of space open for a head, which means that light can easily bounce around to the other eye socket, and B, you can clearly see that there is 1 light source coming from the head from the right eye. The big assumption that people make is that Dave and Cassidy, the presumed other spirit, being connected in some way and communicating means that they are for sure in the same suit, with really no evidence just to try to give some meaning to the Stitch Wraith, that I believe it was never meant to have. I believe that the meaning behind the Stitch Wraith is showing the difference directly between Agony and Remnant, with Andrew being short of agony and causing more pain to those around him intentionally, while Jake is representing Remnant, being dragged along and choosing to do good with his second life instead of moving on and leaving Andrew behind. This is shown with how the Stitch Wraith changes drastically once Andrew is ripped from the Stitch Wraith, removing its ability to instantly kill anything it touches and stopping its attraction towards agony-filled objects. This is interesting. If Agony attracts Agony, this could easily be why the 3 areas with the white tiger contain David's ball, an item that leads to his death in the books, David's birthday party that he never got to see, and the area that requires a star orphan nightlight, which is clearly meant to represent David, as an orphan who lost his mom and whose dad is a workaholic recluse, and whose parents are represented by the sun and moon while he is a star. This could also be why the FNAF 6 animatronics are drawn in. Henry describes it as a trap that they could not resist, which may refer to the non-existent kids they want to kill, or could refer to the presence of Agony in the location, as it was most likely the former land where Murray's costume manor stood and where the first Agony was created with David's death. I believe that this definitively describes the difference between what makes a spirit Agony or Remnant, and solves why the puppet is the one trying to give the original victims their happiest day, so they can move on into the afterlife. And why only William, the puppet, Molten Freddy, and Scrap Baby show up to the FNAF 6 location, because they are attracted to the abundance of agony within its history and present within Michael, being the owner. I also believe that Michael is an agony spirit, being given the ability to possess his own body due to the agony of the scooping, and being conscious of who he is and what he must do. Speaking at William directly and spending decades in doing his deeds and finding him to finally burn him in FNAF 6. Michael may have also been attracted to the FNAF 6 location due to its agony. If I am overlooking any details that could change the definition of agony or how it affects spirits, please let me know. But I believe that this is the most correct interpretation of agony and how it changes the animatronics that I have ever seen, and is Scott Cawthon's intention. Bye.